Eating lots of meat and drinking sugary fizzy drinks speeds up the onset of dementia and other chronic illnesses, a major 15-year study has found. Scientists tracked nearly 2,500 older adults and discovered that those with the unhealthiest diets, high in red and processed meat, such as bacon and burgers, and carbonated drinks, developed brain and heart conditions at a faster rate than their peers. By contrast, people who followed a Mediterranean-style diet, rich in vegetables, fruit, whole grains, nuts, legumes, and healthy fats, ended up with significantly fewer chronic conditions than those with the poorest diets. Crucially, diet appeared to make little difference to age-related joint problems such as arthritis. The research, published in the journal Nature Aging, followed participants from the Swedish National Study on Aging and Care in Kungsholmen, SNAC K. The average age at the start was 71, and just over half were women. They were monitored for up to 15 years, with diet quality assessed repeatedly using food questionnaires. The study did not put people on specific eating plans. Instead, researchers looked at the participants' normal diets and scored them according to how closely they resembled several recognized healthy patterns. The Mediterranean diet, traditional to Southern Europe, centers on vegetables, fruit, whole grains, beans, nuts, fish, and olive oil, with little red meat or processed food. Meanwhile, the MIND diet was created to protect brain health and combines elements of the Mediterranean approach with the DASH diet, which is designed to reduce blood pressure by lowering salt. MIND places particular emphasis on leafy greens and berries, as well as limiting fried food, butter, and sweets. The Alternative Healthy Eating Index, AHEI, a scoring system developed by Harvard researchers to reflect the foods most consistently linked with reduced risk of major diseases, was also used. It rewards higher intakes of fruit, vegetables, nuts, legumes, and healthy fats, while penalizing red and processed meat, sugary drinks, and trans fats. All three diets were linked with slower buildup of disease. In contrast, a diet that scored highly on the Empirical Dietary Inflammatory Index, EDI, with large amounts of red meat, processed products, and sugary drinks, was tied to faster disease accumulation. The researchers analyzed not just single conditions, but multi-morbidity, the total number of chronic illnesses someone lives with as they age. This included heart disease, dementia, depression, Parkinson's, diabetes, cancer, and musculoskeletal problems such as arthritis or osteoporosis. By the end of the follow-up, people with the healthiest diets had on average 2 to 3 fewer chronic diseases, compared with those who scored lowest for diet quality. Diet was strongly linked to the buildup of cardiovascular and neuropsychiatric illnesses, which include dementia, Parkinson's disease, and depression, but not to musculoskeletal conditions. The protective effect of healthy eating patterns such as the Mediterranean and MIND diets was particularly marked among women and the oldest old, those aged 78 and over. Ultra-processed foods are high in added fat, sugar, and salt, low in protein and fiber, and contain artificial colorings, sweeteners, and preservatives. The term covers food that contains ingredients that a person wouldn't add when cooking at home, such as chemicals, colorings, and preservatives. Ready meals, ice cream, sausages, deep-fried chicken, and ketchup are some of the best-loved examples. They are different to processed foods, which are processed to make them last longer or enhance their taste, such as cured meat, cheese, and fresh bread. Ultra-processed foods are often presented as ready to consume, taste good, and are cheap. Co-author Adrian Carballo-Casla, postdoctoral researcher at the Aging Research Center at the Karolinska Institutet, said, "Our results show how important diet is in influencing the development of multimorbidity in aging populations." The news comes as experts warn that poor diet and ultra-processed foods are fueling an epidemic of lifestyle diseases, from obesity and diabetes to Alzheimer's. In April 2025, a major study reported that ultra-processed foods account for more than half the British diet and may be responsible for 18,000 premature deaths each year, linked to illnesses including diabetes, cancer, heart disease, and depression. Dementia now affects around 1 in 11 people over the age of 65 in the UK, with more than 1 million Britons expected to be living with the condition by 2030. Worldwide, cases are projected to almost triple to 150 million by 2050 as populations age. Heart disease and stroke remain two of the biggest killers, together accounting for around a quarter of all UK deaths each year. While death rates have fallen thanks to advances in treatment and prevention, the number of people living with the long-term disability these conditions cause is rising sharply. Strokes in particular are now one of the leading causes of serious adult disability. The study authors said their findings add to a growing body of evidence that diet quality plays a key role in healthy aging, potentially slowing the process of inflammaging, the low-level inflammation that accumulates in the body with age and contributes to multiple diseases. They added that the next step is to identify the dietary recommendations that could have the greatest impact on longevity, and the groups of older adults most likely to benefit, based on age, sex, social background, and existing conditions. Eat at least 5 portions of a variety of fruit and vegetables every day. All fresh, frozen, dried, and canned fruit and vegetables count. Base meals on potatoes, bread, rice, pasta, or other starchy carbohydrates, ideally whole grain. 1 ounce of fiber a day. This is the same as eating all of the following: 5 portions of fruit and vegetables, 2 whole wheat cereal biscuits, 2 thick slices of wholemeal bread, and large baked potato with the skin on. Have some dairy or dairy alternatives, such as soya drinks, choosing lower fat and lower sugar options. Eat some beans, pulses, fish, eggs, meat, and other proteins, including 2 portions of fish every week, one of which should be oily. Choose unsaturated oils and spreads and consume them in small amounts. Drink 8 cups, glasses of water a day. Adults should have less than 6 g, 0.2 ounces of salt, and 20 g, 0.7 ounces of saturated fat for women, or 30 g, 1 ounce for men a day. Scientists pinpoint food favorites that send dementia risk soaring after 15-year study. Share or comment on this article. Scientists pinpoint food favorites that send dementia risk soaring.